Hello world, I am live. Hey Big Ellis, first. Hello Yombo Prime. Who else is going to rock up? Whoa, everyone. Digital Dependence. Whacked Man, of course. Nassim. Yonderheim. Yonderheim. Sounds like an old place. I'm off to Yonderheim. Sounds like a, I don't know, Middle Earth or something. Hey, Christoph. Hey, yeah. Melnick. Hey, Christian. Oh, I just finished streaming yourself. I didn't know you did streaming, Whacked Man. Can I go check out your channel? How do I... The thing won't even let me link to your channel. Is it Whacked Man? Yes, it is. 672 subscribers. I am not subscribed. I will subscribe. Sunday streaming. Like gaming. Cool bananas. Gaming videos. I'm trying to convince Sagan that he should stream. Like, oh my god. He plays Zelda, right? All the Legends of Zeldas. And he knows the lore, and he's so passionate about it. And he gets, and he screams at it and goes, this is not canon and this is not, and he knows everything about it. So does Huxley. And they get into arguments together about which is the correct lore and which one, which sword has the greatest power in what episode, and then they test each other on their trivia and stuff. And it's amazing. And we're going, you could earn $1 million a year streaming that crap. So I'm trying to convince Sagan to do Legend of Zelda streaming. And he goes, but I suck at it. And I'm trying to tell him it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're actually good at the game. It's about your commentary over the top. Am I right? Who thinks I'm right? Who thinks Sagan can make $1 million a year and can fund my retirement on streaming Legend of Zelda? Who's the top Legend of Zelda streamer? Does anyone know? Can anyone give me if anyone knows, who is the world's leading Legend of Zelda streamer? And who's the top 3 and how much do they make? I'll ask Grok. Who are the top 3 Legend of Zelda streamers? Who are the top 3? Grok says. Sorry, I can't show you. Based on the available web information, top 3 Legend of Zelda streamers are ZFG, knowing his expertise in the Ocarina of Time. Sagan goes on about that all the time. Highly regarded for speed running, challenge runs. His streams often include randomizers. Okay, so he does speed running. Right. Now, Point Crow is popular for his Zelda modding content. Breath of the Wild. And Zeltic, although prominently known for his YouTube content, Zeltic's influence in the Zelda community extends to streaming. Is renowned for lore and theory videos. Right. How much do they earn? How much do they earn? Determine exact earnings for Twitch streamers. Yeah. But it's prominent. No, they're not going to give me a number. Another one, Point Crow has 67,000 subs. So $4 per tier could mean roughly 8,000 to 10,000 per month from subscriptions alone before other revenues like donations, YouTube, and sponsorship. That's the only one that's going to give me monetary thing on Grok. I can prompt it more, but I won't bother. So there you go. You'd sub to Sagan's channel. Is this only streaming on X? No, this is streaming on X, on YouTube, and on Facebook. 109 people on X, 43 people on YouTube, and 1 person on Facebook. Most 12-year-olds beat you in games anyway. Sagan's almost 14. So, yep. You're too old and slow for first-person shooters these days. Yeah, that go kind of out of fashion. Gaming, streaming. Yeah, used to see a hell of a lot more streamers. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. I think I need a drink. Sorry, I need to get a drink. Yeah, so pity your boys ain't girls, Dave. You could have been rich off OnlyFans over my dead body. I'd rather be dirt poor. Yeah, I'm trying to convince him that, look, you don't have to do anything. All I have to do is hook up a webcam on top of the TV and get a streamer, a HDMI capture card, capture device thing, and I'll just record the two of them there dancing around in front of the big TV and arguing over all this Legend of Zelda lore. So, yep. What's the temperature over here? It's quite warm today. We went out for an athletics event thing, and yeah, it was pretty warm. It's probably in the 30s, low 30s. 26 in Sydney at the moment, is it? Yeah. Might go in the pool later. Don't know. Went in the pool yesterday. When we'll get the survey results, I'm curious to know what the people think about the future of the channel and what they like and dislike. I'll probably do that in the next couple of days. I'll probably do a draw. I won't combine the videos. I'll do a separate draw video because I'll make that quick, because I know a lot of people just want to see the draw, and there's people like yourself who are curious about the results, and I am too. So, although I've already looked at some of them, so I will. Yeah, that will be a long video, because I'll go through every single result, and I'll go through all the comments too. I've only read some of the comments, but I'll go through all the comments. Well, it depends. If there's 1,000 of them, that's probably it's probably too much. I think I've got 1,200 responses so far. So yeah, if everyone wrote a response, that could take a while to get through. But yeah, no, I will also include going through the comments as well, because I had a free form comment field and stuff. No crazy ones yet that I saw, no stalker people or anything weird like that. Nature article. What is this Nature article? Sorry, I can't actually click on that. I can't click. It doesn't let me click. It doesn't let me. It doesn't let me click on the link. It doesn't even let me highlight it so I can copy and paste it. The hell? So all I can do is hover over it and just says show, and I can show it. I don't know. Can you give me a TLDR on what that article is, Varro? VTubers make crazy amounts, yeah. Yeah, I should have got into those toy unboxing videos when they were young. Damn it. Could have been Sagan's World instead of Ryan's World. Ryan's World was, for a brief period, the biggest channel on YouTube. He was pulling in like 50 million a year, and he was like 8 or 9 years old or something. Well, his parents were pulling in that money, but they claimed that, he was, they were putting it all into a trust fund for him, which I don't believe. But, I'm sure they put in away a lot, but I don't think it's 100%. And I watched a video, it was probably a couple of years ago now, Ryan's World, and he's like 14 or 15 now, and he's still doing it apparently. But I saw a video of him with his parents, and you can tell he doesn't enjoy it. You can really tell. So, yeah. Geez, if I was making $50 million a year, you put it all away, and then, or if my kids were earning $50 million a year, or even $10 million a year, $5 million a year, you put that money away, and if they turn 13 or something, they decide, hey, I don't like doing this shit, then you simply just stop. Simply just stop doing it. You go, okay, cool. You're set up for life. Here you go. Congratulations. And I'll have 10%, thank you, for my retirement. Something like that. But he's still doing it. So, because it's a massive enterprise. Ryan's World is just enormous. So I guess they feel this massive pressure. It's huge corporation now. Ryan's World. Let me check. Hang on. Ryan's World. One year ago, Ryan's top kids board games to play with family. Ryan's World. I got 3.9 million views. What are the latest videos on Ryan's World? Is he? How old would he be now? Ryan versus Evil Granny Giant Obby Challenge and other fun videos. God, they're down to 3 days ago, 40k views, 78k views. 7 days ago, 231k views. So it looks like maybe they're averaging 150k views a video. Maybe. Bit over. Something like that. For a channel that has 38 million subscribers. They're averaging 100 So they're averaging basically the same number of views that Big Clive might get on his channel, for example. And he's got 38 million subscribers, so yeah, it's obviously gone downhill. So, yep, oops. So yeah, he's probably 15 now or something. So yep, Ryan's World. I do not understand negative. What is minus? Do not understand negative temperatures. Hey, Brad. Just getting a few storms rolling in here out the mountains, is it? Bomb radar. 128 kill. I've wanted to visit the. I always get the message. The Bureau of Meteorology website does not currently support connections via HTTPS. They haven't got the secure thing yet. So, go to the Sydney radar. Oh yeah, coming over the mountains. Look at that. Wow, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's red. There's some red stuff over the Blue Mountains at the moment. Yeah, that'll get here in another 30 minutes. It's moving reasonably quickly. 40 minutes, maybe, it'll be here. Yeah. Sunday afternoon storm. Yeah, it's been warm today, so that's common. Storm in the Blue Mountains in the afternoon. Oh, who could have guessed on a warm day? Going canyoning next weekend. So, yeah, classic in the Blue Mountains. You always know even if storms are forecast, you always know in the Blue Mountains, the storms come in the afternoon. So as long as you can get your canyon out of the way within the morning, you're safe. So yeah. They always roll in the afternoon. You want to win that meter? Well, it's random. You've got one chance in, I don't know, maybe 1,000. Oh no, less, because you've got as I said, I've got 1,200 entries. Not everyone entered, so maybe assume 1,000. So you one chance in 300 of winning a meter. It's not too shabby. What survey? You missed my latest video on my main channel. I literally did a video announcing a survey. Oh, really? Yeah, the spring's pushing back. Yeah, there's a lot of there's some people who theorize that it matters what battery holder you put them in and how much stress is on the battery due to the springs and the battery holder and stuff like that. So you think there's a bit of extra pressure pushing out, huh? It's ready to burst. It's taken longer, way longer than this guy claimed. And he claimed that he's done this multiple times, and every single time they've failed within 30 days. Every single time. And I don't see it. So, yeah. Yeah, nah. And he was not having me on. I do believe he's totally genuine. So, I don't know. There's got to be something else in it. There's got to be ambient humidity. Maybe, yeah, pressure in the battery contacts. Oh, you can paste the title, can you? Please do. Yeah, I don't know about the battery holders, but yeah. Thank you, Farhad. Final year EE student, Pakistan. Congratulations. I hope your final year goes well and you graduate. Nice. Whatever happened to PewDiePie? Why is PewDiePie? I assume you're talking about PewDiePie. Never heard that nickname. Why do you think he's putrid? He actually, it was probably 4 or 5 months ago now, but I decided to have a look what he was up to, and he's doing this wholesome family content. It's really like, not that his content wasn't, it wasn't that bad before, but it was just, like he was doing news stuff and social commentary and gaming stuff. And now, because he's got a family, he's got a wife and a kid, and they were just going on this holiday and doing this really wholesome family stuff. It was very nice. I was very impressed. So, yeah. PewDiePie. There's someone who didn't go down the toilet. PewDiePie. Good on him. Got married to a nice girl, and it seems that he just adores his kid he's got. It was fantastic. Going on these holidays and just doing vlogging now, I guess. I guess he's changed to vlogging, although I didn't look at the other videos on his channel. But, yeah, really wholesome stuff. Hello from the nether regions, as I call it. Very affectionately. If you made 5 million in 1 year, nobody would hear from me for like 5 years. Yeah. I've got someone, I won't name them, but a friend of mine who asked me about retiring. He goes, surely you've got enough money to retire on now. And it's like, why don't you retire? And, he's linking me all this stuff about how he discovered this, what's it called? The 5% method or the 3% and 5% method or something. I can't remember the exact name. If somebody's got it, put it in the comments down below. But yeah, like, and he linked in all this research. These academics have done this paper, and you know, and it's been a famous thing for a long time. Is that if you can live off, if you've got enough money to invest, to have 5% to give you a full-time wage, you know, just invest in the money you've saved up. If you can get 5%, then you can retire on that 5%. If you've got enough, that would give you like a working wage kind of thing. And he's obsessed, you know, he was obsessed with this, going, it absolutely works. It absolutely works. They're guaranteed. They've done all the numbers. Look at their graphs and their spreadsheets. And I'm going, no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. The world does not work like that, I'm afraid. Lots of things thrown in. And it's, what is it, the 5% rule? 5% retirement rule or something. And it goes, no. 5%, yeah, the 5% rule states that you can generate an income of around 5% from investments each year without eating into your capital. That's the whole point. Like, it lasts for the rest of your life, right? So if you can live off 5% return from your investments, if you can live off it, then you can do it for the rest of your life. Because, you know, even though market might go up and down and stuff like that, if you can live off that 5%, then you're set for the rest of your life. And it doesn't work like that. Especially when you got kids. Especially when you got kids. Because your kids, like in a country like Australia, right, kids cannot afford a house these days. They can't. You cannot afford a house, right? So future kids, my kids, will not be able to afford a house unless we help them out, right? And this is true in many other countries as well. Inflation's just so bad. Housing bubbles and house prices is just so bad. Immigration's so bad that the house prices just keep sustaining up there, right? They just keep staying up there. They just keep going up. It's crazy, and you can't afford it, and you're going to have to help out your kids. And all these 5% bullshit funds, and it doesn't count into account any medical issues you have and stuff. You know, if you have a major medical, you know, you can take these big chunks out. You know, something comes up, and you have to help out family members or your kids or something like that, or, you know, big medical stuff comes up, then you're just screwed. And it's like, why would you leave money on the table, right? Why would you leave? Why? Yeah, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't run the numbers, but let's assume that I could, you know, that 5% of my investments, because I've been working for a long time, right? Myself and his EEVblog as well have been working for such a long time that, you know, we've saved up quite a lot. So, yeah, let's assume we could live off this 5% income. Well, okay, right, so we both retire, we both stop work. What do we do? Okay, have you ever tried going on holidays? You ever tried going on a world trip? You want to know how much that and how expensive that is? Okay, we can buy a caravan and we'll just spend our rest of our days, next 30 years of our life, just going around Australia in a caravan. Cheapish. What? No, it's dumb. So, yeah. The single best piece of financial advice: do not take any financial advice. Okay, well, I'll give you a good bit of financial advice. Don't believe this 5% rule. Don't believe it, and don't quit. Don't retire early. This retire early thing is bullshit. What the hell am I going to do? I'd still be doing what I'm doing now. We can't retire. It's just stupid. To leave money on the table for doing what I'm doing now would be just stupid. It's just dumbest thing ever. So, yeah, it's totally dumb. And then the problem is you're not in... See, the problem is if you retire early, you are not in a tax advantageous way to... you are not in a tax advantageous way to actually retire off your income either. Because once you retire in Australia anyway, there's various phases you can go through. I think the first one starts at 55. I think, don't quote me on that, but then you can start putting extra money into super fund, and then once you hit 60 or something, you can start progressively taking stuff out and things like that. So if you retire at 40 or something, you still, like, it's not, it's just stupid. What would I do if I retire? Well, I can't, right? The kids still have to go to school every day, right? What the hell are we going to do, right? Unless we literally, did what some family, you see them on YouTube. There's these channels where, these couples just go, right, we're taking our kids out of school and we're going to give them the best education possible and we're just going to travel the world. And it's like, you're not doing that for the kids. You're doing that for you. And you're just dragging your kids along. And they change schools every, they go to a new country. Okay, let's go to Vietnam. And let's, our kids can go to school or they homeschool or whatever. They homeschool them while they're on the road. It's like, come on. Jesus. So, yeah, don't do that. Don't believe the 5% rule. Like, in theory it works, but just don't. No, see, I wouldn't stop working if I retired. I've still got hobbies. My job is my hobby. I'd still be doing this. I'd still have the lab. I'd still go into the lab. I'd still do shit, and the kids still have to go to school. It's not like we can just go, right, we're tired now, let's go on a world trip. Bullshit. Best financial advice, spend within your means. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I always, I often do this, I think back of, just stupid stuff I spent my money on as a kid. And I went, shit, if I just put all that money I spent on just buying useless shit and just sticking it in an index fund back then, oh man. Yep. If I retired, I could explore dumpster rooms Sydney-wide. So yeah, if I retired, okay, we go on holidays. I'd still keep the channel going. I'd start doing vlogging videos and visiting places, and I'd still be doing this kind of stuff because it's my hobby. It's what I enjoy doing. So yeah. The 5% advice is more for lottery winners or people that have come across a win for. Possibly, yeah. The best advice you can do is if you win money like that, to put 80% of it, lock 80% of it away, lock it away in the hardest possible thing that you could possibly extract money from. Buy houses, buy property if you have to. Go, if you win $50 million, go out and buy four $10 million properties or something. I'm just spitballing here, right? Buy four $10 million properties, assuming that they hold their value, they're in good locations, blah, 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 right? And then, because they're quite hard to sell, right? So they're really quite hard to sell. And then, okay, you can have fun with 10 to 20% of the money and you put the rest of it away. And, yeah. My mum won the lottery. I kid you not. I've talked about this on the Amp Hour before. My mum won, well, it wasn't the lottery. It was the scratch lotteries, right? Scratch lotto, the scratch tickets, right? And she won $100,000, which was the biggest prize back then. We're talking late 80s. We're talking late 80s, right? This is when $100,000 bought you a house. Right, you could buy a house in Sydney for $100,000, and the week, a couple of weeks before she won, she said, if I win the lottery, she would buy my sister a house because my sister had just gotten married and they were, they were struggling, they were looking to, get a place, and she said, if I win the lottery, I'll buy you a house. 2 weeks later, she actually won the lottery, $100,000, and she bought him a house. She bought it and she went out and she bought them a house. And then she was poor for the rest of her life. Right? Yep. So, yeah. So, don't do that. Don't do that. No, yes, I did it in a recent video. The battery is dead. The battery experiment failed. Didn't leak. I'm giving it up, I think. I'll probably just leave it there, but I think I've officially given up. 5% rule might work 5% of the time. The 5% rule works great until it doesn't. Until, as I said, your kids suddenly need, suddenly need hundreds of thousands of dollars for a deposit on a house. Good luck. So, yep. you ruined your life by making all my hobbies my job. Yeah. Yep. I enjoy doing my hobby as a job. It's great. Thank you, Blur. 13 years. Geez, you get less for murder. You get less for murder. Oh, I couldn't even name the stupidest thing I bought. It's just lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Yes, I'm going to do a video. It'll be a very lengthy video going through all the results and all the comments, hopefully, unless there's too many comments, in the survey. So I'll shoot that this week. Has anyone ever sent through a mailbag kilograms worth of candy and chocolate? No, but I do get candy and chocolate. Please don't, because I'm trying to kick the habit. I'm trying to kick the. I have totally kicked the candy habit. It's gone. But we don't call them candy in Australia. We call them lollies. They're lollies here, not this candy bullshit. So yeah, lollies. So I have kicked the lolly habit. And I'm pretty close to kicking the chocolate habit. So, yep. Hey, Martin from Mexico. Subscriber since 2011. Once again, you get less for murder. Yeah, well, but that was just an example, right? I don't know, stick it in a bond or something, stick it in like a 5-year bond or something like that, It's something, the whole idea is that most people do not have the financial, if they win the lottery, they do not have the financial ability to handle money. And you see it, story after story after story about these tens of millions of dollar winners and lotteries. They're just all bankrupt, broke within 3-4 years. They're just completely broke. They have no idea what to do with their money. They're just stupid with it. As I said, the smartest thing you can do is don't get a financial advisor. Don't, because they'll just leech off you. Simply put 80% of it away in, spitball in 80%. 90%'s better, but something, put at least 80% of it away in hard to liquidate assets, So the reason I say property is because property is the hardest to liquidate, right? So instead of buying, but the problem is, like, the houses aren't going to drop 90%, right? You won't be bankrupt, right? Even if the market halved, right? Well, okay, you've lost half of it, but then you just wait. You just wait another 5-10 years. You're still getting the income. That's the thing. You've actually lost nothing, right? If you buy the properties, if you buy 10 million, if you win 10 million bucks and you go out and buy 10 $1 million properties, which get you a dog box here in Sydney, but okay, for argument's sake, you buy 10 $1 million properties with your 10 million bucks, right? And they all halve in value. Okay, so they're halved in value. It makes no difference. You're still getting rental income from them, right? If you're smart, you buy ones with decent rental income. And So yeah, like maybe you might hire a property advisor to advise which, a property agent. Look, find me just a really good return property in a non-bubbly area, and then you just buy them in all different locations so they can't, so like one city can't go bust or whatever. And even if they do go bust, if they halve, what happens? Nothing. Your rent still stays the same. You paid cash for them. You've got no expenses. Well, just maintenance expenses. And you're still getting all that income. And you just wait 5 or 10 years, the prices are back up. Right? So, yeah. It's pretty good. And they're hard to liquidate. So if your yobbo friend comes along and says, oh, loan us $1 million, come on. And you can go, no, I can't, quick, I need some money now to get me out of this problem. Well, sorry. It takes months to sell a property. And, yeah. Land banks return no income, though. The things that return no income, land banking, right? So if you just buy land, it doesn't give you an income. You buy gold or silver or other metals, doesn't give you an income. You buy crypto, doesn't give you an income, right? All these things don't give you an income from your investment. They're only for capital gain. And so that's what I would recommend, is just make it hard for you to spend the money. And if you buy properties, it really is hard to sell a property. You can't just do it on a whim and give your Uncle Bob some, give 100K to Uncle Bob, right? Yeah, 100K is not life-changing, but it helps a lot. Well, it changed the life of my sister and her new husband, right? But the plan was, it's not like she just gave it to them. The plan was that they would pay it back, and they did start paying it back really slowly. It was a really pitiful amount, She didn't just give it to her. So yeah, but they were it was $50 a week or something. I don't know. It was it wasn't much. I can't remember exactly what, but yeah. But that was the highest prize in the scratch lottery. The scratch lottery. And I know another person who won the lotto. One of the production workers at work. I used to work in a factory environment. One of the factory floor production workers won. I can't remember how many million. It was more than $1 million. It was, but it wasn't tens of millions. It wasn't one of the giant ones. But it was a couple of $1 million or something. And yeah, that they didn't come into work the next day. And then news got around that they had won the. I don't know if they were the sole winner or not, but yeah, I think they got a couple of mil or something at least. And they quit their work, so I knew them. Good on them. But yeah, they didn't come into work the next day. It's already started, has it, Christian? Whereabouts are you based? Down 5% in a couple of weeks for the better? Yeah, I hope Sydney crashes, right? I really do hope Sydney crashes. Because it's just ridiculous. But it won't. That's the problem. Because we keep letting in 500,000 people a year. And they've got nowhere to live. And they're not poor people that we're letting in. We're letting in people with means, right? And they all want to buy houses. You should see Norwest, where I've got my lab. Jesus, maybe I should do another bike video around Norwest, just showing you all the construction. I did one a couple of years ago, and now another 3-4 giant skyscrapers have gone up with all bloody apartments in them. Unbelievable. If you don't own a home, buy a house. Yes, a roof over your head is always a good investment, even if it loses half its value. Yeah, it's, as I said, I don't care if this house that I live in halves in value. I don't care. It means nothing to me. I'm not going to sell it. It means nothing. I don't care. But it'll fix all the issues that my kids are going to have, right? And that others have that can't get into the housing market. But yeah, so yeah, if you own your home, it's not a problem. Hang on a sec. My mic is muted. That's a neat touch. That's a neat. I was talking there, and I had my mic still on mute, and it popped up with a little message above so it recognized that I was talking. And this is StreamYard. It recognized I was talking and put a little message up on the screen saying mic is muted to actually remind me that I'm talking with a muted mic. Very nice. Ooh. Yes, I would love it if commercial property halved. Oh my God, yes, I would upgrade my lab. I decided against. There's a second channel video. If you haven't seen it, there's a second channel video where I checked out one of the new offices in one of the new buildings here. It's very schmick. It's a very schmick building. I really like the building. So I did a video tour in the building, and it's just opened. It's just opened, and there's a few offices that have moved in. It's like 7 stories or whatever, and but I looked at possibly buying one of those as a second office, or maybe even flipping my current one for that. But it's not. They're not really suited as a lab. But there is another one that's available in the park. There is one that's available that's twice the size of my current lab, and it's not in a high-rise building, and it's got windows at the end, but it's more suited to a lab, and it's more suited to deliveries and stuff like that. So it's basically a ground floor unit, although you have to go upstairs, so you've got to walk upstairs to get to a second level, but the actual but out the front you can get big trucks in and stuff like that. It's really, it's like a normal commercial office, but yeah, it's got one big window at an end overlooking some trees and stuff, and it's really quite nice. But yeah, it's expensive. I would have to sell the current office. I can't. It'd be a poor. I actually did a spreadsheet going through the calculations. It'd be poor investment. It'd be a poor investment if I kept the lab, my current office, and rented that out, and then bought this new one. And owning two commercial properties is just a really poor way to invest my money. So, yeah. Yes, you have to put your batteries in your most valuable device, then they'll leak. It's the way. Hey, Gian Polo? Yep. If you say a hurdy word to the UK government, you get locked away for longer than murder. Yep. UK is going down the toilet. Absolutely, it's ready to be flushed. Or it's in the process of being flushed. You're going down the gurgler. But then again, Australia can't talk because it just passed royal assent here. Just passed our new hate speech laws. Congratulations, Australia. We have hate speech laws now, similar to the UK, I think, although I haven't checked into the technical details of how bad it is compared to the UK. At the moment, the police aren't... Well, no, the police have turned up to your door, especially during COVID. They would turn up to your door and said, you've said some naughty words that we didn't like. So we're gonna, yeah. But the UK is actually throwing people in jail for hurting someone's feelings. Fuck that. But yeah, Australia's new hate speech laws. It's targeted at one side. It's targeted at the anti-Semitic stuff, which is happening a lot here now, because that's what happens when you let people in with with those opinions. That's what happens. What do you expect? Everyone get along and sing Kumbaya? The stupidest thing you bought was a project motorcycle 13 years ago. It was right beside me. It was worse state than when I was... It's right beside you. Worse state than when you bought it. Oh my God. Yeah. Yep. I was just thinking this the other day, right? Because Sagan's... Sagan was just talking about the money in his bank account, right? Because, you open a bank account for your kids, so, you can put money in them. So when they get money for gifts and things, they can they can put it in their bank account. And I said, oh, look, you've got this money in your bank account. It'd be better if we just invested that money. And I was just wondering, I was going to check. Does anyone know offhand how old you have to be to open a share trading account? Like with ComSec or whatever? Does anyone know? I guess I could grok it. In Australia, I can't type for shit. In Australia, how old do you have to be to open a share trading account? Because I would like to introduce him to trading shares, and it'd be cool if he actually, like I could take the money for him and invest it myself, but I really want it to be in his name kind of thing. In Australia, you must be at least 18. Damn. Yeah, however, there are provisions for investing on behalf of minors. Minors under 18 cannot directly open a trading account in their own name due to legal restrictions. Yeah, parents, guardians, and other adults can open a trading account in trust for a minor. Okay, this means the adult acts as the trustee holding the shares for the benefit of the minor until they reach the age of 18. Once the minor turns 18, the shares can be transferred in their name. Cool. Okay, brokers like ComSec, for minor trust accounts or similar setups, these accounts are open with an adult designated and the child as the beneficiary. Nice. Okay. Tax implications. Minors have a lower tax-free threshold for investment income, and any dividends need to be declared on the minor's tax return if they exceed $416 annually. $416. What? Bullshit. Oh man. Jeez. $416 in dividends. And you got to declare it. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, okay, so it looks like it is possible. I could open a trust account. A trust share trading account. That's interesting. All right. I'll have to look into that. It's going all right, Andre? My son is finishing his electrical engineering masters. What company should he be looking at to get employment? My advice is to whatever interests him. It's not rocket science. Do the thing that interests you. By now, when he's pretty close to finishing the masters, like he's already graduated, he's doing the masters for goodness sake, should already know what he enjoys. And I presume he enjoys doing whatever. Is it a master's by coursework or is it a master's by thesis? Because if it's master's by thesis, you typically specialise in a thing. You can also specialise in a thing by master's by coursework. Well, typically you're going to specialise in something, some sort of field. So yeah, get a job in that field, obviously. But I wouldn't recommend it if he doesn't enjoy it. But then again, if he doesn't enjoy it, he shouldn't even be there anyway. So, yeah. Do one that you enjoy, but obviously, when you're doing a master's, you're typically going to specialise in something. So you've got an extra leg up on everyone else. But once again, my biggest advice is do stuff on your own. Do stuff on your own. That's how you get a good job. So that's how you score that good job over everyone else. Is because, well, other graduates with a master have a master's degree in that field as well. Whoop-de-doo. What are you, if you turn up to the interview and it's obvious that you're not passionate or interested in this stuff and you're just looking for a job, they can see right through it. So yeah, what truly interests him is the answer to that. Oh, hang on a sec. Alright, sorry, but I forgot to mention that as soon as Mrs. EEVblog gets home, I should go. And, sorry, I was not caught up on the comments at all. Yeah, you remember when Norwest was all farmland? Yeah, nuts. Yeah, property prices in Sydney are crazy. But it is not going to go bust. For those who are waiting for it to go bust, it will not. unless our immigration changes for starters, just for starters, it's not going to go bust. It could drop a little bit, but nah. Nope. Yeah, used to be. Sad, huh? I know. I've been hearing all about that. It's disgusting. Destruction of your own country. Unbelievable. Yep. Yep. Anyway, oh. Anyway, yes, I have to go. So thank you very much for joining me. It was shorter than expected. Renewables, there's heaps of jobs. Yeah, probably. Yep. Yep, I'm very good. Thank you, Deceptive. I did remember to unmute, didn't I? Yes. Anyway, sorry peeps, I gotta go. I have a wife and 2 kids. Thanks. Catch you next time.